The legal actions taken against former President Donald Trump, in his opinion, not only amount to an attack on his person but also damage the reputation of the New York legal system as a whole. According to Trump, the activities carried out by the Attorney General's office in New York are not just isolated legal cases. Rather, they are representative of a larger breakdown in integrity and confidence inside the state's legal system. The very personal aspect of Trump's court battles is shown by his description of the acts taken against him as a personal assault. As a well-known individual with a lengthy history of tense court encounters, Trump views these legal challenges as politically driven assaults meant to destroy his legacy and character. In a tweet sent on Friday, March 22, 2024, he expressed his opinion that the use of legal procedures to single him out amounts to the court system being weaponized for political purposes. But Trump's worries are more than just personal complaints. They also include larger institutional issues. He believed that the activities of the Attorney General's office in New York raised questions about the fairness and impartiality of the state's legal system as a whole. Trump claims that by exercising legal authority in what he considers to be a prejudiced and unjust way, the integrity of New York's legal institutions is called into doubt, undermining public trust in the rule of law. Furthermore, Trump contends that the consequences of these judicial activities go much beyond his particular case and affect the legitimacy of New York's legal system as a whole. Being a well-known individual involved in a well-reported legal dispute, Trump's case acts as a gauge for the effectiveness and honesty of the state's legal system. Any impression of partiality or injustice in the way his case was handled has a ripple effect on the legal community and could jeopardize the validity of subsequent legal actions. Trump's criticism of the New York legal system is indicative of larger worries about the legal system becoming more politicized and judges being less independent. Trump is a divisive character with a large public platform. Thus, his attacks of the justice system's impartiality and integrity are taken seriously and affect public opinion. Trump wants to mobilize support and spark opposition to what he sees as abuses of power inside the legal establishment by drawing attention to apparent flaws and inequities in the way his case has been handled. In the end, Trump's evaluation of the legal proceedings against him as a blot on the integrity of the New York legal system is indicative of his long-standing worries about the politicization of law enforcement and the degradation of constitutional values. In the face of alleged abuses of power, Trump aims to present himself as a champion of the rule of law and a defender of justice by portraying the court battles he is engaged in as a larger indictment of the state's legal institutions. In addition, Donald Trump may have his assets confiscated and his bank accounts frozen as soon as the deadline for making a guarantee payment in relation to his New York civil fraud penalty passes. Judge Arthur Engoron of New York penalized the former president $355 million, which increased to $454 million with interest after finding that Trump had submitted false financial statements for years that artificially increased the worth of his holdings. Following the ruling, Trump was given a 30-day window, which ends on Monday, March 25th, to pay the fine or provide a cash bond while he files an appeal. In the event that Trump's appeal is unsuccessful, New York State would still receive the funds from the fraud civil action because he posted the bond. Attorney General of New York Letitia James may start the process of taking his assets and properties if the cash bail is not paid. In an earlier statement, Trump's attorneys claimed that it would be practical impossibility for the former president to come up with the money required to post bond, even as they attempted to persuade the court to accept a $100 million bond. Trump stated that he had over $500 million in cash on hand in a recent post on Truth Social, but he intended to utilize the money to finance his bid for president in 2024. Trump's properties won't be seized by James' agency right away if he doesn't make a payment by Monday night. Rather, the Attorney General of New York will probably proceed to freeze Trump's bank accounts so that she can get the money or other payments to her office in New York. Engoron will decide whether to freeze Trump's account, but it is unlikely that this action will result in enough cash on hand to cover the enormous amount. James may then proceed to take possession of his properties, which she will subsequently liquidate in order to obtain the funds.